Hey, it's Tonika Bruce, also known as Coach Bruce or the Network Nurse. I'm a registered nurse, an author, a leader, a doctoral student, a wife, and a parent. Join me on this journey to discuss nurse X's and O's from nursing to networking. With my experiences, failures, and lessons learned in leadership, business, and sports, my hope is to positively impact your life by challenging you to chase after your goals with relentless pursuit. Let's aim to achieve success beyond your wildest dreams. Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the nursing field and how it offers so many paths for those that are interested in pursuing hands-on educational careers. And we're going to also look at the job and how the outlook is such a favorable one right now. There's so many in-demand nursing positions for individuals of all education levels. So you can be a registered nurse, a licensed practical nurse or LPN, a med-surg nurse, intensive care, ICU, nurse practitioner, travel nurse. You can even be a nursing assistant if you're not in nursing school or have already gone through nursing school yet. You can be a home health nurse or a nurse manager, school nurse, and so many things that you can do inside of the healthcare field around the areas of nursing. Case in point, the employment of registered nurses. Let's talk about that. It's projected to grow. In fact, the Bureau of Labor Statistics projected nurse employment is going to increase much faster than the average rate of 12% that was projected through 2028. Now, knowing that nurses are in such a demand right now is very reassuring because the opportunities are out there. And it doesn't mean hospitals and healthcare companies are going to give them just to anyone, especially right now. But working in such a high stakes position means that there are some critical skills that are needed by nursing. There's also some qualities that nurses have to possess in order to succeed in the nursing profession. Now let's just discuss the must-have clinical skills that you have to become in order to be a successful nurse. First, it should come as no surprise that there are so many technical nursing skills that are necessary that are required because as a nurse, it doesn't matter whenever you're on a shift, patients' lives are on the line. And when you are working with patients, there are strict requirements that you have to fulfill with regards to becoming a nurse. Now, the top clinical nursing employers are seeking not only patient care from nurses, but also different certifications like Advanced Cardiac Life Support or ACLS. They're looking at acute care experience. They're looking at treatment planning. They're looking at nurses that have certifications such as CPR and PALS and life support, critical care nursing skills and certifications, as well as management skills. Now, the skills that I was just mentioning, it is really comprised of very technical nursing skills. Many of the skills that you're going to learn on your own is really just coming from immersing yourself into the healthcare environment. But don't get intimidated if you're not already a nurse because these clinical skills are precisely what you are going to be trained to do, especially if you're in nursing school. You're going to learn these different things. And many of those are done online right now, which allow you to really work on critical thinking in a whole different era with less time and more ability to really just utilize your brain. Now, you can enroll in a lot of nursing programs and learn about those technical skills as a nurse and do that at the comfort of your own home right now or until you get into the clinical setting. However, I want to talk a little bit about now the non-clinical nursing skills that are necessary for success. And this doesn't matter what area of nursing or healthcare you're in, knowing that no doubt, we've covered essential things earlier on in this podcast, but there's also a handful of just soft skills that separate good nurses from great nurses. Now, let's kind of find out right now if you're naturally inclined to a career in nursing and also take advantage of developing the things that you're really, really good at. The very first thing is effective communication. As a nurse, you're on the front lines. And sometimes you're a mediator, sometimes you have to also need to make sure that your communication is good with fellow nurses and physicians and other healthcare professionals. That's important because you all share the same burden of caring for your patients. Now, you might find yourself facilitating dialogue with patients. They may be worried or uncooperative, or concerned family members, or busy doctors, and everyone in between. So strong communication skills are going to be crucial for any of those scenarios. Now, the second thing is critical thinking. Sharp, critical minds are essential for any type of excellence within the nursing field. Nurses have to be able to assess the situation and make critical decisions that are crucial right on the spot. And oftentimes there are so many multiple treatment options, so many different people that you have to work with. So it means critical thinking is very essential in order to just quickly analyze and identify the best solution. When you think of that, nurses have to be able to quickly and confidently find the best solutions in some of the most high pressure scenarios. So critical thinking is very, very valid because of those reasons. Then third, attention to detail. When you're paying attention to minute details, that's important within this profession, especially when you've got a lot on your plate. For example, nurses have to document every single thing that they do in their patient charts. I mean, they have to listen closely to description of symptoms and ask the right questions and remember to give medications appropriately at a specific time. So it's critical to remember even the smallest detail in all of the commotion and all of the different things that are moving around them. And at the end of the day, any small slip up can be somewhat of a fatal mistake. We talk a little bit about attention to detail in our training course, and that's something that we really look at in that course. Now, number 4, flexibility. You never know, you don't know if you're going to encounter a patient or a patient's family. You never know what's going to happen on a nursing shift. I mean, you have last minute changes. They keep you on your toes. Trust me, they do, while you juggle so many treatment plans or medical requests or paperwork and different family members. You just don't know. So nurses have to agree all over the world that adaptability and flexibility is probably one of the most non-clinical nursing skill that you have to have. And then lastly, desire to learn. And I really like to focus on this because, having that nursing degree doesn't mean that your days as a student are over. They're never over. You're always learning something. And the best nurses are those who continue to explore and learn and educate themselves and develop throughout their entire careers. The field of medicine is always changing and evolving, so nurses should be prepared to just continue their learning. And again, it's something that we really focus on, and that's just making yourself and developing yourself more and more each and every day. Now, you might say, how can you develop these skills? If you can relate to some of the non-clinical nursing skills that we just talked about, you're already well equipped to join the field of nursing, because having these inherent skills as anything else is such a promising sign that you're just well suited to becoming a great nurse. But if you really want to fully develop your soft skills, then you're in luck. And the best way to master these skills is to roll in training courses and to really develop yourself. We have several training courses for nurses and healthcare workers and nursepreneurs. And so I want to just make sure that you understand that you have to continue to develop yourself, not only in your soft skills, but also your clinical skills. Now, visit our website. It's mentioned here. Browse through the courses that we have for you. And no matter what kind of nurse you aim to be, make sure you enhance your technical and your soft skills. That's always a great idea. You're on your way to becoming a great nurse. Hopefully you guys liked today's episode. My goal is to be of help to you in making even the slightest change in your life through this podcast. And if that happens, then that's achievement enough for me. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. That's very important. And also connect with me on my social media pages. And if you want to know more about me, please visit tonikabruce.com. Now, there's always 3 things that you need to do in between now and the next episode. 1, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. 2, know when the next episode will be. And number 3, win your day.